Oh, fire noise.
Fuck. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 191. Of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
It's been a couple of weeks.
It has been.
It's been a week.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
The STS Guys, it's not dead yet.
Hey, we had a good reason for missing last week, and Jeremy and I will get into that here.
Yeah, we're busy again.
Soon.
It's okay. No problem. It happens.
But,
Life finds a way.
So we'll save that one. I think that's probably a good, not necessarily it's been a week story, but like Jeremy and I have did a thing, right? So we'll talk about that. So who else has an it's been a week story?
Okay, so real quick though, I said before we get into that, I am kicking myself though, like I said, for not going to Houston Collecticon this weekend because I saw someone post a video with fucking Vanilla Ice and the fucking Ninja Turtles on the stage.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I saw that they brought out the '90s costumes and did the Ninja
damn it.
Turtles.
Yeah,
He did the ninja rap. He did the ninja rap.
I did see that too. I thought about going, but I didn't want to drive the 2.5 hours to Houston and the 2.5 hours back to Austin. So
yeah,
that's all right. No regrets. It looked like it was Collecticon. It looked like it was mostly like a Pokemon convention. There's a lot of Pokemon cards and stuff. I don't know. It was
weird. But it was the Ninja Turtles and Vanilla Ice. Like I said, it doesn't happen all that often.
No.
I'm like,
I gotta be honest, I would have gone just for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, you would definitely, Nate.
It was an interesting lineup because they had like Walter Jones and a couple of the Power Rangers and stuff too were going to be there. I don't know.
You could go buy an old Ninja Turtle or an old Power Ranger toy and then go get it signed by a Power Ranger.
It's true.
That would be
pretty cool. It looked packed though. I saw one picture. I think it was the Collecticon posted from the stage looking out. It was packed.
It was.
Like,
there were
super packed.
So many people there. Like it was crazy. Like I had never heard of this thing until Larry brought it up. Like I said originally, and I'm like, because I'm like, it's like it has like the most random guests like ever. Like I said at this con. But yeah, it was packed. And I saw a couple people like so that I follow his Instagram stories that are there, and like so one of them posted like the fucking turtles on the stage. Like, damn it!
Damn it! I wish I would have gone.
I wish I would have gone literally just for that. Because I was telling me and Larry were having a conversation last week about it. I'm like, I bet you. I bet you this is gonna happen. I bet you the turtles are gonna come on stage with I said Vanilla Ice, and he's gonna do ninja rap. And sure as shit, he did.
I mean, that's such a rare thing to happen too.
I know.
Yeah. When are you
Not
gonna
to
have
rub it
Vanilla Ice
any further? But
unless those guys' costumes actually belong to Vanilla Ice, and he has them as his trap up for his show.
I don't know, but it was like, I'm like, damn it! I'm like, I would have gone for that.
Beating yourself up a little bit.
I'm beating myself up a little bit.
Same. It was Dallas Fan Expo that just kind of wore me out on like the day trips. I'm just like, I don't know if I really want to drive.
Yeah, it's because it's just far enough away to where
it's far enough to be a pain, man.
Yeah, where it's just a pain.
Right.
It's just a pain to kind of get in.
And I didn't want to stay overnight and all that stuff, but that's all right. Next time, maybe.
Maybe.
We need some good stuff in Austin. Like, there's no cons in Austin.
Austin con.
But there aren't any. There's a record convention today. If you wanted to go buy some vinyl that I thought about going to for a minute, and then I'm like, no, that's a bad idea.
Not doing it.
No, bad idea.
Don't go down. Don't go down that dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that cons are slowly kind of getting back. Like it was nice that NYCC actually happened.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it seems smaller definitely than normal. There's a lot of vendors that backed out kind of last minute.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's slowly getting there. I would love to go to Designer Con. It's coming up next month.
Oh yeah,
but I I don't know if that's going to be a big thing or if it's going to be small too. You know,
I bet smaller, but since DesignerCon's a lot more like
Niche.
yeah, and
niche.
the exhibitors are artists, right? Independent artists. There's not a whole
Right.
lot of companies or anything, and those independent artists probably need the sales and the exposure and stuff. So I bet it's got a pretty solid lineup. I haven't really seen anything, but it was a fun one to go to when we went a couple years ago.
Yeah,
it was a
I
lot of
definitely
fun.
had fun at DesignerCon. No, yeah, you should totally go.
Yeah, it's November
close.
14th, so it's about a month away. I think tickets are still available, so I might go.
There's
Well,
there's,
there's the old media pass. You gotta bust that out.
Oh yeah,
I got a story
I
about
don't know
that too.
if I'm going to apply for that late, but maybe we can try.
Here, no, I got a story to fill you in, Nate. I'm like,
Okay.
Just do this.
Just do exactly what I did.
Okay.
All right. So
you go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's Comic-Con special edition too, right? Which is Thanksgiving weekend, November 26th or 28th. Tickets are still available, which is shocking to me. But badges are still available. Friendly reminder that if we want to go, we have until October 22nd to decide.
Oh, okay.
What date is that? That's
It's right after
after
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's such a random.
It's
I
a
mean, why can't
bad
they do it like the
weekend,
weekend before?
Yeah.
You know, just one weekend before would have been great.
or the weekend after,
Or the weekend after.
Like
yeah,
literally, it's
something.
right,
The worst
Thanksgiving's
travel day
full-
of like
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
the year.
Well,
Yeah, for anybody that's trying to fly there, like they're fucked. Like they're gonna be
it's
spending
because they got a
money.
smoking deal because they know basically no one's gonna rent out that convention center any other time. Like that is literally
That's
probably
probably true.
that's the only, because I said they had this thing that they're like, hey, are we actually going to make money or do anything with this? Like,
Yeah.
and with tickets still being available, like it was probably a good thing to have it during that week because like I said, they're not going to have like some.
Is the tickets declining because of the date that it's on? Right? Like,
Yeah,
does anybody
absolutely.
really want to spend like, or Thanksgiving, Black Friday, then this? Like, that's a lot to pack in. So maybe people are like, dude, it's that weekend. I can't do that. I'm traveling, or I've already dealt with all that shit.
You make it a family affair.
Yeah.
but then you want to fly out. Like I looked at airfare. It's rough on Saturday to fly anywhere Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to try to get out of town on Sunday and head back for work, like it's going to cost you. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. I do appreciate the fact that if you're in San Diego and you sit there and complain every year how you can't get tickets to the July event, well, here you go. Go support this November event because tickets are still available. Go check it out. This is your chance.
Right.
So this is more of a local thing, or even Southern California. Like if you're in LA, you could drive down. That would be easy. But for us to have to go further or fly, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Definitely not going to happen for us this year.
Oh, speaking of something that did happen,
Hey,
I said, oh, look at that segue. I said we did happen to go to a convention last week, which is the reason why we actually had to skip, I said, an episode, and that was the Big Texas Comic-Con.
nice. That sounds big and in Texas.
It was one of those things.
Texas.
and it was in San
Yes.
Antonio. So it was
Button push.
Dude,
Texas.
I've given up.
Yee-haw!
Yeah, there we go.
I'm trying to get people their bingo cards. Come on.
Nice.
All right.
Bingo!
There we
I just
go.
put the link in the chat, by the way, if you want to play bingo, because when I go into my It's Been a Week store, you might get a square.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
So
Nate.
play along.
So
So Scott and Jeremy went to San Antonio for Big Texas Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What is Big Texas Comic-Con? I've never even really heard of it till it
was a pretty standard Comic-Con, except it just I don't know how long they've been doing it. So I don't want to say
either.
like it's a thing, but like it was not very big.
It
Like,
was
it was what?
Tucson size. Like I think that's
I think it was smaller than that.
Yeah, maybe
Tucson size.
or
it
no,
was-
you know what? It was like Las Vegas Comic Con.
Yeah, there we go.
There's like
That's even smaller. Yeah.
3 rows of vendors. That's it. Like and not
Okay.
deep rows, and then the celebrity guests, and then they had like a little like walled off screen for like the when they're doing the panels or whatever, like they have a little screen off in the corner for the panel, and that was it. Like it was not good, but the vendor quality was good. So they had some good folks that were over there. Some of the artists that they had a bunch of good artists. So like who was there was pretty good, and they did have a lot of cool merch for sale at the different spots.
Yeah, so we'll get into that here in a second. So me and Scott drove separately, right? Because I actually stayed, like I said, overnight there. So Scott got there first. So he got there maybe like 45 minutes. I said before I did. And said, unfortunately, right? I said we had applied for media passes. I said, but I said, but we never heard back. Right, like so that I'm like man. I said we didn't hear back. So you know what, Scott, did the noble thing and bought his ticket, on site. And I said the tickets weren't bad. It was like $30, right?
Yeah, it was not hurting the wallet.
Yeah, but I got there, because I got held up in traffic, and I'm like, you know what, paying $30, that just isn't the STS Guys way. You know what the STS Guys way is? You pretend like you're supposed to be there with a media pass. So I go up to the desk, just like literally present my ID. It's like, hey, guess what? I'm here to pick up my pass. I'm like, well, we can't find you. I'm like, oh, that's strange. I'm like, but here, they said literally just hand you my ID, and I get the pass. So they're searching. Like, oh, I don't know, something's wrong. Like, oh yeah, here's a pass. Thank you. and then I go in. Yeah, so Nate, like I said, when you go to Designer Con, like I said, and I know this works there because I said we did this last time. like you just go up like you're supposed to be there, and like I said, you go and get your pass.
Nice.
Yes.
Amazing.
So
I'm just gonna have to do that.
No, like it literally.
I'm with the podcast.
We did that last time we were there.
We did, right? I forget.
Actually, that's how we got some extra passes. I think.
Yes.
I think so.
Had like a couple.
Yeah.
And
then they gave us a ton of extra ones for like everybody who was with us, which is great.
Yeah. So
Ed's got a new definition for our acronym. STS Soap that situation.
Yep.
That is
wash those hands.
That is exactly what you do. You soap that situation. So yeah. So you know what? Nice. You just, like I said, the key word here is confidence. Like you literally said, you just go like you're not even like so you very confidently go up. Hey, like what? Why would this guy be handing my ID if I said it wasn't true?
If
like
he didn't think that he should get in for free.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like said that if by just normal con worker, right? Like just like of course you got to believe that guy.
Right, con worker way. I don't get paid.
He's showing you his driver's license. Like, of course you gotta let that guy in for free.
They're literally just being like, this guy is just shoving me this thing. Like, just give him a pass and make him go away. It's not like here's a day pass, go.
Yeah. So not that it was like the $30 that have broke the bank, but I didn't want to pay it.
It was to see if you could do it.
It was just literally, and that's exactly it, right? Yeah. And so like I said, Larry and I have talked about this. Like I said, part of it's the challenge, part of it's the game. Like to see if you can do it. It's in the San Diego worlds, like I said, to see if you can, just walk past, like I said, where you're supposed to be, or badge in your buddy, and then just have a fake badge that's deactivated the entire time. Like what? Like I said, you do what you can. Like I said, it's all part of the game.
That's part
as long as you're getting in free, that's all that counts.
Yeah, it's part of the con experience, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the STS Guys way. Like I said, it wouldn't be. I said we wouldn't be the STS podcast. I said if we didn't have some shenanigans that we had to that had to kind of work around. But like I said, back to what Scott was saying. So there was some very good quality vendors there.
Cool.
And like I said, I think this is even beyond quality, like reasonably priced
good
vendors stuff as well, right?
I did have one observation though when we talk about the vendors. There was every con has the booth that sells swords, right? Like the replica swords.
Right.
There was
you see it everywhere.
At that one con. 4 of the vendors sold like anime swords, which a little overkill. Like clearly, there's a big sword community in San Antonio where 4 vendors thought they were going to make money going to that
That's
con.
crazy.
Hey, but people were buying swords. There's a lot of people buying swords, so
there was quite a few. They were buying them swords.
Remember, we talked about it when Jeremy and I went to Comic Palooza. There were all those lightsaber vendors, but same thing. Even though there were like way too many lightsaber vendors, they were so packed and busy, and people were buying lightsabers. Apparently, it's a sword thing in Texas. Like you can't have guns. You can't sell guns at a Comic-Con, but you can sell swords and lightsabers.
Yep.
you can't sell real guns. There was a vendor there that was selling. I said airsoft rifles. Like so.
Oh,
like,
really?
There's an airsoft guy, and then they had one that also had like prop guns. Yeah. A couple of things they had for like cosplayers.
Of course they were.
So Scott doesn't even know about this because I said this I'm gonna show you. I'm about to go through like one of my purchases. Like I said, since we're talking about like I said vendors, quality vendors, and weird vendors, right?
Yeah.
I said so. One of the vendors that was there, I said was this guy. I think his business name was like like Dark Hour Video or something like that, like some video store. So, but what they did was they actually sold. Like I said, like original like horror release. I said VHS tapes, like so. I'm like, okay, like there's different tapes there. Like so, this what's weird is like seeing how there was a renaissance in people buying vinyl records.
Yeah,
there's a renaissance in people buying VHS cassette tapes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This booth was packed, like, and they were like flying off the shelves, like left and right. So I'm like. Bingo! I'm like, I gotta start selling some of these on eBay. So once I start getting these, because I said what people were buying was nuts, like it was crazy. But I actually did buying something. So for those who know me very, very well, like I said, I'm a very big, huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Specifically, and Scott's holding up Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. The Dream Warriors. Like so that is literally my all-time favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Like I have watched it probably at least 100 times. And it's literally simply just because one, the story is just so over the top, and it has my all-time favorite Freddy Krueger quote in it. Welcome to prime time, bitch. And he shoves the lady's head through the TV when he turns in the TV. It is my all-time favorite Freddy kill out of all of his movies.
The quip, the best kill with quip.
Yeah, like I said, it's the kill. Like I said, he has the quip. He turns in the TV. He throws that bitch through the TV. She dies. Like, oh, it's great. So what I buy? How about the original release of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3?
Nice.
I said with the music video that debuted. Like I said in the movie.
Oh, cool.
That's do you have a VHS player?
I someplace like, but I said it was more for the nostalgia fact of like, I literally love this movie so much.
That's a good pickup.
It's just literally just gonna sit on my shelf.
Yeah,
that's great.
I feel like that's why. Yeah, that's why people want them. They got that nostalgic look, and you just want to throw them up on the shelf.
Yeah, like so.
I still have an old box of VHS out in my storage room. I need to go through.
Yeah, go through it. Like I said, don't donate that. Like I said, look some of those up on eBay because like I said, this guy was selling videos for like $20 to $50 a piece, and people were buying them.
Wow!
Dang.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Like I said, what people are buying some of these for.
It makes sense though, because there's stuff nowadays that is just so hard to find, especially on a VHS. And it seems like that Dream Warriors you got is like minty. It looks brand new.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like I said, it's super great condition. So the guy, like I said, depending on like I said, like the tier of the video. So this is like a I paid. Like I said, I'll tell you how
it was.
I paid $30 for this, right? I said, but basically any video that he paid that's like $20 or up, he actually like said watches them and cleans the heads and like actually like said it has like a watch through kind of diary that you can actually go and type in a number online and actually see basically like hey if there's
everything
like everything works and this, that, and the other. So it's almost like a Beckett certification, but for like a VHS video. Like it's weird,
That's
but
cool.
I'm like,
and he
cool.
put it in one of those plastic cases.
Yeah. It's like
it was rare that you would see people actually use those, but people did. People use them because after a while those boxes would start to get crushed.
Yeah,
but
shelfware.
The corners, those corners, man. Those
corners. You're shoving that tape in there.
Yeah, you always broke the corner first.
So I think the craziest thing I saw there, though, right? So as I was buying this, I said there was this guy next to me, and this guy was like, you would have thought that he found the holy grail of holy grails of VHS cassette videos. So apparently, I said one of the last cassette releases, like I said, that happened on VHS. Like I said, like towards the end of the VHS life, I said was the movie The Devil's Rejects. That's a more modern movie, right? So but if I said I think it's 2005 ish.
I'm surprised that was actually on VHS.
That's why it's rare. So apparently, they said they didn't produce a whole bunch of them, and then this was like a different country release. This dude dropped like $1,000-something for this stupid VHS tape.
Wow, that's a lot.
I'm like, that dude loves himself some VHS.
Wow.
Yeah, the English version was like still like I said a few $100. I'm like, holy crap,
that's crazy.
That's a lot of money to be dropping.
Yeah.
That's almost too much money.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
That's what you're into, man.
Yeah,
for that guy, right? He had a good weekend. He found that grail VHS tape.
Collect what you want, man. But yeah, he was cool. Like he was, I would say, giddy. With excitement, if I were to describe it, he was giddy. I wish Scott could have been there to witness it, just because it was it was a very Scott-like event that we could have basically like shared in this, because basically he was wearing a shirt that was like 4 sizes too small for him, like
a big child.
Yeah, like it was.
Yeah,
it was it's something I will never forget. Like it was a piece. It's
locked in.
It was really powerful.
It was really powerful. It was a piece de resistance, I said, of con going experience. Like I said, honestly, out of everything, we'll get into what else we did while we were there. Out of everything that I'll remember, that one memory will probably stick with me rather than all the other stuff I did. I did some other cool stuff at the con. We can talk about that. But
that's the memory.
That is the memory, because he's literally yelling out loud, screaming, giddy with excitement. I said, like, his bare stomach is hanging out of his shirt, like this, that, the other. I'm like, this is a typical like basement dweller, like, and you would have thought, like I said, that videotape like literally was like his holy grail that he found, and
it was his holy grail.
Yeah, it was awesome to see.
He's probably been hunting that for some time.
I would imagine.
Feels good. Yeah, it feels good when you find, you're like, yes, finally. But then what do I go for next? What's going to be his next big fish that he
what's that next fix? Unlike some people I know that go online to get that next fix. It's just interesting, right? But no,
it's crazy. VHS is back, baby.
VHS is back.
Yeah, I'm back strong.
Yeah. But no, it was so Scott and I did a lot of cool things. So we met some pretty cool celebrities. I said while we were there, I think the thing I like about this, kind of like I like about the Vegas con, right, is like I said, you have the celebrity guests there, but the lines actually aren't super long at all.
Even the longest one, maybe 25-30 minutes. I think that was if that.
Not bad.
Like it was not bad, but they had decent, like pretty good guests there too. So it wasn't like they weren't lining up for like someone that no one would care. Like they had some decent celebrities that people would want to see.
Remind me who was there, because the only 2 I remember is they had 2 people from Teen Titans Go, the voice of Beast Boy, Greg Sipes, and Tara Strong, who's Raven, plus a ton of other voices in other cartoons. Those are the only 2 I remember. Who else was there?
Giancarlo Esposito. So I said Gus Fring / Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, I said, you remember how long his line was in? I said was in.
He was in Comic
Houston at Comic Palooza. That line was long.
Yeah.
The line here.
That his was the longest line.
His was the longest line, and maybe 20 minutes if that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, we spent longer, like I said, waiting for him to actually get there than
the line.
Of course.
Than the line for him to move through.
But like he didn't show up until like 11-ish, somewhere 11:30. Like, so the con had been going for a significant amount of time for that line to build up, and that's as long as it took.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad, right? Because if he was probably the biggest name who was there, so if you really wanted to see him, you probably jumped in that line early. So I could see how it could queue pretty quick.
Yeah, so I did get some autos with Mr. Giancarlo Esposito. So I set up my copy of Far Cry 6 signed with him, and then I also got a picture signed from Breaking Bad. So
awesome.
Very, very cool there.
Yeah.
Plus, and then I said me and Scott also met, said Mr. Richard Brake. So a lot of people don't know Richard Brake by name, but have seen who that is. Seen Richard Brake in some way, shape, or form. So Richard Brake was he played
played the Night King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Game of Thrones guy.
Yeah. But like I said, Richard Brake is like I said the iconic like bad guy or horror villain like in like any like B type of like horror movie. So like literally one of my all-time favorite like sort of horror movies, I said, besides Nightmare on Elm Street 3, is this movie called 31. So it's a Rob Zombie movie. So a lot of people haven't seen it, a lot of people haven't watched it, but it's basically like I said, it's a Rob Zombie movie. These group of people have to basically survive. Like I said, these 31 hours. This kind of like haunted, like creepy house thing, and it's like I said, it's got midget Hitler that speaks Spanish. It's got these clowns that basically go around with chainsaws. Like it's a messed up, creepy movie, but it's awesome. But Richard Brake basically plays the final villain in the movie called Doomhead. And he's great. Like I said, he's just a super, super creepy guy, but yeah, super nice guy in person.
No, yeah, super, super nice guy in person. I know him as Portman from the Doom movie with The Rock in it they did. He was
from
one
a couple
of the,
years ago.
Yeah, he was one of the soldiers in that.
Cool.
Nice.
For the sake of bingo squares, I have never seen 31. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't even know what it sounds good. Sounds interesting.
I've know of it, but had never seen it.
Yeah.
Nor did I know anybody who was in it.
Yeah, same. Ed has it. I'm assuming on VHS, but I don't know.
No, it's
that would be a grail.
It's got a whole bunch of messed up stuff in it, and I love those. I love messed up movies, and so I think that's why it's a crazy movie. So, like I said, if you're ever in the mood to watch a crazy messed up horror movie, 31 is a crazy messed up horror movie. That's like I said, it's a lot of fun. Like it's
cool.
Just a lot of irony, like I said, in the movie. But Scott, you made some purchases while you were there too.
I did, yes. And so one artist, I will say this. You guys know I also am a big Ninja Turtles fan, right?
Yeah.
So Eddie Kratz, or Edward Kratz II, if you want to look him up, I think as his name goes, is one of IDW's comic artists, and he does a lot of the cover work. And he was at the con, and so IDW is who publishes the Ninja Turtles comics, right? So, I had to get me some Ninja Turtle comic style
those are sweet
prints, and it has...
Oh, wow. All four. Then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All four.
Wait till you hear the price.
Oh, how much would those... I would say at least... I'm going low end. At least $30 each?
Yeah, I was going to say like 150 for the whole set.
No. So we talked about how everything was super cheap. $30
total for
The
4
whole set.
For the whole set.
He was selling his
What
prints
the
at
hell?
$10 a pop,
Yeah,
and
not
then
bad.
he said, "But specific for this set
Jeez.
with the turtles."
Oh, yeah, you get 3 get 1 free.
No, well, yeah, basically, he's
it's
like, "I'm not
promotion.
going to sell them without as
Yeah, you got to get all 4.
Yeah, you
Nobody's
gotta do
nobody's
all 4.
getting
You
3.
can't
exactly."
I'll take those 3, please.
Yeah,
Which
so they got
one do you leave behind?
Right.
and then
Fuck
while
Leonardo.
I was there,
Oh, I was thinking Raphael.
Yeah, I was thinking Michelangelo, but that's okay.
while I was there, though, he did have these like special prints that were a little bit more expensive.
Oh wow,
So I got
Nice.
his Baby Yoda for my
Yeah.
daughter.
it's like a holographic
And
kind
it
of
is like a holographic thing.
Yoda
which was
print. That's cool.
Super,
That's
super
cool.
cool. Awesome colors pop. It's really nice. Really nice art.
Nice.
So
you
went
gotta,
there specifically for some Ninja Turtle stuff and bought some shiny Baby Yoda stuff.
I still see space on your walls a year plus after you've moved into the Austin house. So I'm glad to see you're working on filling that up.
Right. And I did get one last signature though. It's not something that I bought, but I've had something in my possession that I have been trying to complete so I can hang it. Jim Starlin was at the comic con. I can't remember the name of the
Big Texas.
Comic-Con,
Texas
right?
Comic-Con.
They're not paying us for this, so I don't care. I don't have to be good to get it right. I finally got his signature to complete all 4.
Hey.
Nice.
So you
Nice.
got
That is rad.
Lim, you got George Perez. They're actually making fun of Rubenstein, who did the coloring, right? And then Jim Starlin, who made Thanos, right? All
Very
signed
cool.
the comic. Everyone who had anything to do with this comic, I finally got signed. I was a very happy boy.
Yeah. Well, and it's extra special because didn't you meet the majority of them except for George Perez at Amazing Comic-Con Las Vegas? But Jim Starlin wasn't at his table or something. You weren't able to see him.
And I wasn't going to be able to
Yeah.
He was leaving and we were like, the line that he did have, I would never have gone through before. He would have been gone.
So he's your Mario Lopez. It took you a little bit to track him down. Just like one day I will track him down.
So I am 1 for 3 for seeing him at cons. So
that's awesome. Totally.
But I only needed
totally
the
worth
one.
It.
I only needed the one, and even he was only charging $10 a signature.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
So
that's cool.
For whatever reason, the cost was inexpensive.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just the product of the cons not being around. People are probably desperate to sell some stuff because there's some people that rely on going to cons, all the cons, that are around them. And so when that stuff kind of pops up, it's like, all right, I'm going to go there and I'm going to try to give some offers because I need to sell some shit. It's been too long.
That's exactly
Good
it.
idea.
So I did make one big purchase, and so Scott hasn't seen the final purchase because like I said I had to pick it up at the end of the night, like literally the con was closing, and this is when I finally picked it up. So one of the other artists slash like I said like iconic Marvel artists that was there was a guy by the name of Scott Hanna. Scott Hanna has worked on multiple different Spider-Man comics. He's worked on multiple different kind of runs. So I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I want to sketch. And I'm like, even beyond a sketch, I'm like, I want a full color since he's an inker as well. I said, I'm like, hey, can you draw and then also ink for me? And he's like, hey, yeah, no problem. I can do that. Cool. I'm like, cool. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, hey, just do Spider-Man and do it however you want. He's like, okay, yeah, like, hey, I like the freedom. I like to be able to do that. So, yeah. So this is how it turned out. Yeah. So original piece of art / ink, but yeah, it's
that's really, really cool, man.
Really
it's pretty awesome.
Too.
Yeah.
I like the orange in the background, and then you got some Manhattan skyscapers there too.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, so he did
that classic comic Spidey look too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he did a fantastic job with this. So
that's awesome.
It looks really good.
Got to get a frame. I said for that, but yeah, it was like I said, it took him. Like I said, he was like. Funny thing was, I said he had like 2 people actually try to buy it from him as he was doing it. He was like, because we were joking. I said, well, Scott was with me when I met him for the very first time. So we were joking, like, hey, you get the best last name in the world because we had the same last name, right? And then me and his wife started talking about that, and then he started talking about that. But then I guess we started talking like 15, 20 minutes. I said towards the end of the show. And he's like, yeah, I'd like 2 or 3 people that try to buy this. I said, well, I was going because he closed his commission list for the week, maybe 30 minutes after I said I had stopped there. So
you got lucky.
Yeah, so definitely lucked out by that. So super happy to have that. Like I said, I have to figure out a place for it, but
yep,
I'll find a place.
Very cool. It turned out great, man. It sounds like you got, even for a smaller con that isn't maybe super mainstream or you haven't heard about it all over the world. Sounds like Big Texas Comic Con was still a really good time.
Oh, it was I had a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Sounds
a
like
good con.
The first maybe official type con, since COVID. Or at least it sounds a little bit more.
It was
official.
exactly like every con before COVID. It really was. Like you would have not thought that there was anything going on.
No masks, none of that kind of stuff.
There was people wearing masks and that stuff, but it wasn't.
No mask mandates.
No, so that's the thing. So in San Antonio, since the convention center is basically ran by the city of San Antonio, it's considered a San Antonio building. There actually was a mask mandate, like I said, in the convention center. It was a lot different, right? Except because when me and Larry went to Comic Palooza,
nobody cared.
Nobody cared. So there were more masks here, but like I said, literally as the day went along, people stopped caring.
What I really mean too is not necessarily some masks or no masks or whatever, but there wasn't a single thing said. Nothing was different at this con. I don't know the best way to describe it, but it just was it was exactly like a con before.
It's 2019.
It was
2018.
It reminded me of Vegas. Like I said, it reminded me of Vegas Con. I think that's probably the best comparison. Reminded me of Las Vegas Comic Con.
Cool. And it felt like that again. Where it's just all right, go here, get your bag checked. Go there, get your ticket. Go there, stand in line. We'll let let everyone in or whatever, and then you just walk in and there's the artist alley. It was back. It was finally back. It's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was my third con since we've been going.
Yeah, I know. Nate, it's Arizona, man. Arizona pushed everything back. Texas doesn't care.
Yeah, there's nothing going on here right now.
No.
Yeah.
Soon, maybe next year.
We haven't had anything in a long time.
No. Well, even Phoenix Comic Con's not until May. It's October. May's 7 months away. That's
if they still even have it. I said,
if they even do it. Yeah.
It's crazy. How they keep on canceling that.
Here's the problem is that you now give it open with them not doing it for someone to come in.
Oh,
this is the time to make a new con where all the big ones are dropping. Right, they're not doing their stuff. And it's
do it in February or something where the weather's nice and feel just beat them to the punch.
That's a good point. And get yourself set up. It was cool last year. So each year, you can get more people.
Yep.
Dude, it would be smart for Ace to go back there because they'd make a killing.
Yeah, I think so too. They keep doing their private signings. Did you see they've got the 3 main Game of Thrones people coming up. They keep doing good ones. They had Don Cheadle earlier this summer. They've still got connections with some of the bigger names. They just haven't done an in-person event.
They got they know a person who either is or knows someone's agent and then got in touch with that network.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Wizard World guys. Right, it's them. Did you know that? Speaking of Wizard World Chicago was this weekend, today, and our friend Chuck Lotta Comics got to do some interviews.
He was interviewing Dean Cain.
Yeah. He was moderating a couple of the celebrity panels, which is really cool. But I noticed that the logo for Wizard World was the same as the logo for Fan Expo Dallas. I guess Fan Expo, that company, bought Wizard World or bought the naming rights to it or whatever. Like, so Wizard World is officially like a fan expo event now.
Huh.
But it's still called Wizard World. So I thought
Yeah,
that
you
was
can't
kinda
get rid of the name.
I guess not. I mean, it's kind of an okay name, but like they could just
I
call
like
it Fan
it.
Expo Chicago.
Yeah, but the Wizard World is known,
It
right?
is.
Like
Yeah,
it is
well-
known, so you can get immediate more interest in
It's-
people going into it because of that name.
It's known by people our age, like because
Yeah.
it was originally based on Wizard magazine, right? Like, I said,
Yeah.
like, I miss like the days of like, going to to the news rack, like I said, and picking up Wizard magazine, looking up the values of my comics. That was literally where you got your comic news from, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I honestly think, like I said, if they did pay a whole bunch for that name, I think it was a stupid choice. Just because, like I said, outside of basically, like I said, any type of like younger generation that's not us, that doesn't remember actually, cracking open a Wizard magazine, like
It doesn't.
Right.
it doesn't resonate
doesn't
with them.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It'd be
even
different if
then,
the
they
magazine
may
was
not-
still going.
They
Yeah.
may not know where that comes from.
What? The
Like
Wizard World? The
yeah,
Wizard?
like no, like the younger generation may not know where the name Wizarding World comes from, but
Sure.
because of its popularity with their parents and people our age, they'll come to know like it has a brand recognition enough that I think if they use that name over Fan Expo, they might.
breaking news from our special reporter Ed But Wasted says that he read that the Wizard World name's going away and Fan Expo is going to slowly change everything
Oh,
over.
wow.
So maybe they just didn't have enough time to do
this
Wizard
one.
World Chicago. But yeah, Wizard World's going away. Sorry, Scott.
Nope.
It's Fan Expo's
my-
taking over.
My theory was wrong.
It's dead. It's dead. It's dead.
Dead.
Dead. Dead.
So that was it. So that was our good story here.
That's awesome.
We're still in It's Been a Week, but Larry,
Yeah.
Nate, anything?
Nate had
You
some
guys-
stuff.
Yeah.
40
I
minutes
didn't
in,
do
and we're
good,
still
yeah.
going. It's been a week.
Yeah.
For anybody playing along with Podcast Bingo, I bought a new Mezco.
What?
Nice.
Actually, I bought a couple new Mezcos. I finally got 'em
Because
in.
okay, it's
Oh.
not here. It's not technically a hot toy, but can I play the thing?
You should.
Yes.
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That was hot. That's hot. That is really hot.
It goes on for just a little too long.
Oh,
That's why it's great.
I did get a hot toy.
Did
Oh,
I did get a hot toy.
Jeremy got a hot toy.
Well, technically, I said technically, right? Like it was a hot
It's
toy that I
hot.
bought a long time ago that just now got
Finally
to me
showed up.
almost a year later. So remember when I told you about that Endgame Captain America?
Yes.
It just got.
That was like one of the
Endgame.
first ones you got.
Yeah, I just barely got it.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Crazy. Cool. That's a good one though. Nice.
Nice.
So okay,
Cool.
Nate. So
All
go
right, well-
continue.
Yes, Mezco.
We got this
Mezco.
guy named Mosquatch.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Squatch.
He's a
So it's,
Mezco original guy, right?
Yeah.
Mezco's original character. I should have taken him
Oh,
out for the
Ne-
podcast, but
Netflix's legally allowable ripoff of a DC
Swamp
character.
Thing. It's
Yeah.
basically like a big Swamp Thing. Yeah.
Similar.
He's flocked. The box actually has some flocking on it. Like this is all flocked.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool. He's huge. He's about the size of the box. So
It looks like Swamp Thing mixed with Man Thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
With
I mean you
like
can't
the beard.
kind of get a
Yeah.
better view
There
there.
you go. He's cool.
And is
He's
that
pretty
like
cool.
he's got like that one actually has hair?
Yeah, he's flocked.
Although like
maybe I
it
can
looks like he
pull
has
the
like
Mezco.
a little
like-
like hair like mine on his head.
Like hair on his head. He has a
Yeah.
hairstyle.
a hairstyle.
Yeah, he's
on
got like a
monster.
whole thing going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then I got Doc Nocturnal, the Red Death edition.
Is that the
This is
overseas
like a-
one?
No, you're thinking of the Asia Gold Krieg.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, this is just a Mezco exclusive. They
Cool.
did a Doc Nocturnal figure before, but they released this Red Death version, which is like a red variant. Comes with some different accessories. So I got those two in,
Very
which
cool.
is nice. I haven't had a new Mezco in a little while, so it felt good to get one.
That's awesome.
Mezco's been a bit behind. They're definitely experiencing the COVID
Yeah,
slowdown
really.
and all the shipment issues that are going on right now that I'm sure you guys are all aware of. But yeah,
that
there's
sucks.
a lot of their figures. Like at least 15 of their figures last week got delayed by a few months. So they're way behind on their schedule right now.
Yeah, that sucks. A bunch of Funko stuff's getting delayed too, right? It messed up all their New York Comic-Con stuff. It messed up San Diego from a couple months ago. So it's rough right now, man. If you're trying to get anything, like I wonder how Christmas is going to go, because end of the day, these are toys.
Yeah.
Like the toys for the actual kids. Like I think Christmas is going to be rough.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm buying early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week I found Xbox Series S at Costco randomly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I grabbed it because they're not in stock anywhere, and I've been looking for one. I've been hunting Best Buy for a while. I missed out on a Target release. Walmart had released a Series X. But I randomly just walked into Costco to get my normal groceries, and I was like, "Wait, is that a Series S stand over there?" And sure enough, it was. And then I went back a week later, and they're all gone. So I don't know what it was. If they just got a random stock of
they get
consoles
shipments all the time, so you might have you were there,
right place, right time.
Right time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I've been playing Back 4 Blood, which is a really cool game. A lot of fun with friends. It's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but there's RPG progression elements to it. Like you build these card decks, which gives you different like perks in game, either team perks or perks for your guy. So if you played Left 4 Dead, it's a lot like that, but it's way deeper. It's really fun, and that's the great thing about Xbox is that it has that Ultimate Game Pass, which gives you instant access to Xbox games, which is one of those.
I was just talking to my wife about this because I appreciate the Game Pass Ultimate.
It's amazing.
It is. I've had my Series S since release, right? And I have played probably 40 or so games out of that.
Yeah.
And I have paid for one. And I have not. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really great deal. It's way better than what PlayStation provides. PlayStation has the PS Plus stuff. You get a few games every month, but it's normally things that are old, Yeah. And with Xbox, they give you instant access to brand new Xbox exclusive games. And then you have a huge library of stuff. To Scott's point, as soon as I downloaded it, I opened it up and started downloading stuff. I had like 5 or 6 games in my library of stuff that I had not played yet.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive.
It's cool. That's fun.
Yeah. So I've been spending a lot of money lately, but having a lot of fun doing it. It's great.
It's a video game console. It happens, right? They only come around every so once in a while. And you had to buy it because they're impossible to find. So
they're impossible to find. I was really surprised I found one. It was limit 1 per customer. And like I said, I went back the next week, and that either the display was gone or they were waiting to put it out later. I was surprised because they had a good like 20 or 30 in stock when I was there.
Yeah.
Right. But they didn't make it out more than a day.
That's true.
Or what is that? Brickseek?
Yeah, that's true.
Just,
they weren't even on the website though. I was surprised.
It's here's how crazy it is. Like I said, those consoles. We're coming up on the year release of those consoles, right? And they're still selling for more than retail. Like I said, online because you can't find them. Like it's crazy. Like
if they had let me, I would have bought 2, but it was limit 1 per customer. So
they know.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, they know.
You got the one you need.
They know.
It's all good.
Right. I'm happy to have one at least.
Yeah.
Or you just go through the line again.
Maybe I should have.
Go back, get a costume, go in there.
Put on a hat.
Yeah, I am all about the multiple console selling game.
Go to a different line and get it to a different.
Yeah, not the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to Ed's point, they're already planning on. I heard there's a new Xbox in the works.
Really? That was cool.
It's called. Like
I guess they're
code name like Seagate or something like that.
I guess they're always planning, but still, it feels really soon since people can't even buy these new ones.
It could be though that they're planning like a Slim or something too, right? Like
it's probably gonna be like a Slim X,
like a variation of the
existing
of it for the Series X. To Nate's point.
Yeah, but the price difference between the X and the S, like if you really have to have the 4K, okay, then go for the X. But the S can still upscale 4K. And it's $250 less.
Yeah, it looks great. I love
it's
mine.
a big enough difference in price where I'm like, okay, I don't really need a disc tray, and I'm perfectly happy with it. So if anybody's considering it, like, you don't really need the X. It's just kind of overkill. I mean, it's not bad to have because you get a native 4K, and my PS5
and you get a disc drive.
Prettier. Yeah, and you get the disc drive. And I will say, when I boot up my disc drive PS5, it does look a little bit crisper, a little bit nicer. But the S looks great. I mean, I'm very happy with it. So I'm happy to save $250 for it.
Yeah, me too. I was very happy with my S.
Yeah.
Cool. X is good. I pay for the X.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I was going after the X. If I would have seen an X in stock, I probably would have grabbed it. But because I saw an S, I'm like, I'm just going to get that.
Yeah,
However,
absolutely.
I do recommend. I did buy some new plates for my PS5. Looks 100 times better with black plates on it.
Really?
Oh,
yes. Looks 100 times better. Yeah. So
it's like all black.
It's all black now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I literally
That's
bought
cool.
some. I bought some, like I said, overseas plates from China. like I said, for like $20, and like it literally makes the console look 100 times better. Like, especially so now it's not standing out. Like I said, it's just a big white thing. Like because literally all my stuff is dark, right? So now it's not like standing out.
So
is it a matte black or is it like a glossy black?
Matte black.
Okay.
So I bought the new black controller for mine, and that controller looks so much better with the dark and lighter black. So much better. They needed to stick with the black all coloration.
Yeah. And Jeremy's a Google Translate Pro. Yes, I'm a big fan of the Google Translate. Clint says, "Prove it." I said, "1 second."
He's like, "Okay, I will."
Hold, please.
Wait.
Don't challenge Jeremy. He'll actually do it.
Let's see if you can see it. So yeah, so that is the PS4 right there, or PS5. Yeah. There's the X and PS5 so there. So yeah, you can't even see it now. So before, like I said, it just like white, and like
white,
it was this,
white blob.
Yeah. There's just a white blob, and like now it's like actually blends into the rest of my media center.
I don't know why they decided to go with white for those.
I don't know. Something different, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I
like the controller.
PS4 was all like black, so like, oh, we'll do.
Yeah. PS2 was black, right? Like
white
it was
with black accents.
I bet that's all it was. Is they were trying something different.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun. It's about a week episode.
Well, I mean, we've been gone for a while. So.
Yeah, it makes sense, but I don't think we really had a main topic aside from just hanging out, so it worked out very well.
Yeah.
Hey, that's STS Guys style.
It is.
I will say, get up on this because it's the holiday season. If you haven't watched it, check out Midnight Mass on Netflix. It is really good. The same maker of The House on Haunted Hill. I can't remember his name, but he has done quite a few things. He's a horror director, and Midnight Mass is great. It's really cool show. I liked it a lot, and it's great for the holiday season.
Yeah. I also have to give out a shout out to Scott for recommending Oats Studio. Neil Blomkamp, so the guy who made District 9 and Elysium and Chappie, like I said, did like a whole bunch of series of like short films. Great messed up short films. Like
they're all messed up.
That's cool.
Not a single one of them is good. I knew Jeremy would like it for that exact reason, that it's pretty messed up in all accounts.
Yeah.
Where do you watch
it's on Netflix. Oats Studio.
Okay.
And it's got some like major stars in it too. Like,
and it's also I think a YouTube. I think they put stuff on their YouTube. So if you don't do Netflix, if you look up Oat Studios on YouTube, I think they have some stuff on there.
Yeah, there's a season, I guess you could say on Netflix. Yeah. No. So like I said, after jumping on the Squid Game train, like I said, which was great. But I said want something to watch. Scott recommended Oat Studio like when we were at Comic-Con, so I checked that out.
I feel like messed up sci-fi.
Well, I love Neil Blomkamp. He's great.
Yeah. You'll like it. It's a good series.
I was really sad when he was supposed to make the new RoboCop, and then they like took it away from him. Like, yeah, we're not doing that. Actually,
He's supposed to make Alien, the new Alien movie too.
Yeah, he was going to go back to the original kind of formula for RoboCop, like more Paul Verhoeven style.
Oh, speaking of that, movies that made us. There's some new episodes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then RoboCop is one of the movies that made us episodes.
That's the first one I watched. I actually watched it last night. Yeah, I love that movie. Pretty crazy when you see how those are made. Like, you watch the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah.
And then the Back to the Future one. That was crazy. Like, they recorded the whole movie with a different guy. And they're like, I think we want Michael J. Fox instead, actually.
Yeah.
He's better. So they re-recorded a lot of scenes.
Yeah, the Aliens one is pretty good for like some of the all the shenanigans that occurred on that movie.
I haven't watched that one yet. I need to watch that one.
I just kept on hearing the James Cameron song in the back of my head. James
Cameron, the bravest pioneer.
But the Nightmare on Elm Street one was awesome too, just because, like I said, it shows you basically the history of basically like,
cool.
Hey, without Freddy Krueger, there would be no New Line Cinema, and like it's just crazy to think of how many movies came out of New Line Cinema since that point in time. That company almost didn't exist, until basically Nightmare on Elm Street came along.
It's interesting.
No,
I guess it makes sense though, because it was probably a lot bigger than they expected.
Oh, it had tons of money.
Yeah, it funded the whole studio.
Yes, yeah. So they were about ready to go bankrupt, and then they said half the crew didn't work for pay for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I think it says here, budget 1.8 million and grossed 57 million. Right. So
good.
Yeah, it did really well.
Yeah.
That
for a small studio.
A small studio that was doing like self-release.
Yeah, it was self-released by New Line too. So
by New Line,
so
right?
The budget was 8 million.
1.8 million.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's a huge return.
Right, but think like New Line had a major thing with the Lord of the Rings movies that got made back in the day. What was a couple of the other ones that I was saying? Mr. Deeds, The Mask. Like, they had tons and tons of movies. We wouldn't have Dumb and Dumber if it wasn't for Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Crazy. Yeah, that show's great for stuff like that.
I haven't watched any of the new ones. I knew that they were out. Shame on me. But I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. As Nate said, get up on this.
Yes.
Get up on this. Yep.
Good get up on.
Get good up on.
If you're not a huge fan of those movies, you probably don't really care too much, to be honest. But like, I always go to the episodes of the movies that I know the most.
Yeah. You can't watch it on something you haven't seen. It doesn't.
Right. It just doesn't really work.
I've tried.
I'm sure there's plenty of those of the small list of movies that made us that you haven't seen.
Surprisingly, they're like the first ones. I think I'd seen most of them, because they choose the biggest of the big, like the Jurassic Park and Home Alone and Back to the Future. Like, it's the biggest of the big usually. But I haven't seen Friday the 13th, so I guess I won't be watching that one. Or no, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't even know what the name of the movie is.
You've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street.
Never seen any of them.
Any of them.
None of them.
I saw Freddy versus Jason. Does that count?
No, it does not count.
Weren't they in space? That one was cool.
There's a Jason in space.
That's Jason
X. Okay,
Jason X is probably the worst one.
I did see that one too. In the theaters. I remember.
Yeah, that. Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I said, it literally is like my favorite Johnny Depp movie because he gets blunderized.
I forgot Johnny Depp was even in that.
Yeah, it's it's like I said, Nightmare on Elm Street is like I said, a great horror series, and like I said, for a totally rad movie podcast, we have to watch episode 3. I want to be
have it on VHS. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. Dream
We'll see if we can find it to watch it.
It's on HBO Max.
Is it?
That's easy.
Even easier.
Yeah. Easy. I
watched it the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like easy.
Perfect.
There
you do your thing.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for hanging out. If you enjoy our podcast, you can find all the links to our social media and find some other great podcasts at crossthestreamsmedia.com because we are part of the Cross the Streams Media family. So go check that out. And you can just follow us on Instagram. We're at STS Guys. We're on Twitter. We're at STS Guys. And we're also on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Show him like a villain.
Show him like a villain.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, it's Vanilla Ice. That's a throwback. If you want to buy some Funko Pops, you should go to shumistore.com. Get that mid-box guarantee. Get all their awesome Funko Pops. Go to shumistore.com. Enter code STS Guys. You're going to save 10%. And if you want some new licensed t-shirts, some new black licensed t-shirts, go to animatedapparelcompany.com. Enter code STS Guys. You're going to save 10%. And you're going to get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
And if you like podcasts, you should check out some of our friends who have podcasts.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Check out our podcast family, like Talkin' Pops, who's doing their Road to 300. Pop Collectors Alliance, who opened that new store in Keller, Texas, which you should check out if you're in Texas. The Dorksmen, Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, The Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, The Toy Rewind Podcast, 3 Beers and a Mic.
A mic.
Just a Little Podcast, the Totally Rad Movie Podcast, It's Not Dead Yet. And don't forget to check out Josh and Nate on the Figure Booth. They never miss a week.
Thank you.
You're going to miss a week, and I'm going to mess that up at some point. But they hardly ever miss a week. You're on episode like 25 or something. Like there's more.
Yeah.
There's more
30 tomorrow.
30. Okay, yeah. See, there's more Figure Booth podcast than Totally Rad Movie Podcast episodes out there. Just saying.
Yeah.
I noticed that this past week or two.
We are not good at commitment, Larry.
Nope. I mean, we've taken the year off. It's okay.
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah,
Yeah.
These last 18 months have been rough.
Yeah, it has been. All right.
We should rate somebody. I think our friend Asian Tony Stark is alive right now, and he just got a puppy.
He did.
Puppy time.
All right.
I got it.
You got it? All right. So for episode 191 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, I've been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.